everyone just like to introduce themselves?
Okay.
Starting Anthony.
Okay. My name's Anthony. It used to be Son. I am a writer, you could say, and I love history, politics, and science, and philosophy as well, of course. Okay.
Cool. Okay, Carlos.
I'm Carlos, Castrelo 67. I'm an Australian trained archaeologist living in Portugal, and I'm the oldest person here.
Okay. Next. We're going down the line.
Lucas.
Oh, all right. My name is Lucas. I'm a first-year computer science student, and I aim to be a dilettante at just about everything. So.
Okay.
And I'm Oli, and I'm the Jew.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come on, I'm not. Like I'm the Israeli guy, and I'm doing a lot of marketing and the expansion of consciousness.
Of course, you're doing marketing. Okay. I'm Allison. I am the Jewess, or the other Jew. No, don't call people Jewish. That's technically not okay. And I am here. This is my channel. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time I'm doing a Hangout, so it's weird.
Wow, first time for everything. Pop a cherry, you know?
We just had another person enter. Liberal? That's
Yeah,
your name?
hi.
Hi.
Yeah, where everyone is introducing themselves.
So just a brief introduction.
So the public will know who you are.
I'm Liberal Haug. I'm an ex-Muslim from the Balkans. That's
Cool.
it.
Okay. So, what?
Where everyone is introducing themselves.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how brown are you, liberal?
Introduction.
So the public will
10 being like the most brown.
Yes.
I'm an ex-Muslim from the 0.
Oh wait, I am getting some weird feedback right now.
Ellison, I want you to mute your YouTube video. I know you have the YouTube video up right now. So just mute the volume and just continue, and it'll stop the background noise.
Yeah. I think it stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, I got confused. Okay. So first topic. Any suggestions? Anyone just want to put something out there?
Well, I think we can talk about Sam Harris' podcast.
I didn't see it.
I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, I know.
Should we just start with the elephant in the room and sort of why we're all together?
I was thinking about starting that the melting of glaciers are sexist. What do you think?
I think feminists are full of shit. That's what I think.
Obviously, but
Did you read the abstract?
yes, a bit, yeah.
Oh god, it was mind-blowing, man. I mean, what sort of... did these people receive a grant to do this? I don't understand.
Yes, they did.
They got funding for this? I mean, what department was this for?
It was from the University of Denver, and...
Well, I mean, like, was it like the Gender Studies Department or the Environmental Studies Department? I mean...
Good question. I think it was the Geography Department.
Jesus.
Wait, you want to tell me someone published that the glacier, the entire situation is sexist?
Yes.
Wait, this is actually serious? I thought you were joking.
No, it's serious.
I thought it was a joke. It's serious.
What was it? Thunderfoot. He was blowing up on Twitter about it earlier, I think.
Wow.
I couldn't believe where they said that that the increase in glaciation, not the increase. I thought it was the increase of glaciation. So when I tweeted to Thunderfoot, I mentioned that that the Neolithic, not pre-Neolithic, the Paleolithic hunter-gatherers, they were egalitarian, and there wasn't as much of a gender work dichotomy, and as like later on with the agriculture. And I said, but what?
It's not true at all.
It is.
Okay. Wait, which isn't true?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things...
There was... sorry, Alison, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the things I think should be talked about is being pragmatic, because what you just said about feminists, making up this bullshit argument, it's not very pragmatic. If you are a feminist and you want to promote women's rights, you're kind of making it seem like feminism is stupid. And
No, you're exposing. I mean, you get so many people talking about how stupid feminism is. You got only like, what is it, 17% of women in polling done that identify as feminists, and then you see garbage like this
makes you
taken
not want to be a
seriously
feminist.
in an academic institute. I mean, I don't know how prestigious the University of
Also,
Denver.
we should not forget like that there are people in like outside the first world that identify as feminist, and we should help them. We should not bash them because of how the feminists in the first world act.
Exactly. And that's what I mean by being pragmatic. You actually want to make a difference. You want to, equalize the sexes. There's a way to do it. You have to be strategic. You have to be pragmatic. You can't just
Because
because
in the West, the Western world does not need feminism because there is actually equality there, but the Muslim world needs feminism.
Yeah, there's a strange selfishness in Western feminism.
I would agree.
Yeah, they keep on wanting to talk about themselves, and they say that they'll pay attention to the problems of women in Islamic countries, or in other countries where they're regionally oppressed. But I haven't seen. Yeah, no, I don't see that sort of focus.
Not only that they don't pay attention, but they actually silence the voices of those people.
They're actively, doing apologetics in the Muslim world. I see feminists saying like, the Prophet Muhammad was a feminist, and that's patently absurd, right?
Yeah, feminists who
raping a 6-year-old or 9-year-old girl, yes.
Technically 9 years old. They didn't.
I think the reason for why that is happening is because first they're ignorant, obviously.
Yeah.
But second is because the Islamists are actually aware of this and they are actively manipulating them.
Yeah, no, it's very sad to see, because what made me a feminist was actually the Middle East. I read a book called Princess about a Saudi Arabian princess and basically what it's like to be a woman in Saudi Arabia, and how these men are being raised to be monsters. I mean, to women, it's just a horrible situation. One of the things that really struck me was that there's this punishment called a woman's room, where if a woman, I forget specifically what warrants this punishment, but in the book it was because a woman tried to she tried to marry an infidel man, so she escaped Saudi Arabia, came to America, ran out of money, and this man left her, who she wanted to marry, but he wasn't Muslim. And basically she was forced to go back because she ran out of money and her visa, ran out, and her punishment was that she would be put in a room without windows, and for the rest of her life, she would live in that room, and there's only a slot under the door where people will bring her food. They're not allowed to talk to her. She's not allowed to see or hear another human being ever again. And she lives in darkness.
That is ridiculous.
And
that's a medieval Christian Jesuit Catholic punishment.
It's really messed up.
Totally brutal, that.
Imagine just
I
every
think
single day you're in solitary confinement. I mean, it's awful.
I think a lot of people don't understand that in the Muslim world is far behind, like when it comes to how they treat women and everything.
Yeah.
It's medieval, like what the Christians, basically the Catholics, were doing up until the 14th, 15th century. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an old Islamic proverb that says, a woman's heaven is beneath her husband's feet. So I mean, imagine being raised with that mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, but another thing.
I think it's also that women in Islam are self-deprecating as well.
Yeah. Self-hating women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just one other thing that I find very interesting when you look at what people are now calling regressive. And I think that term can be overused. I've definitely used it a lot, but I think some certain subset of people do
I
use
think
it.
that I think
But
that I think
I
that
sometimes I sometimes use it intentionally, like overuse it, because for me, the left does not give, like, even if it recognizes the problem, it does not give a clear solution. What
Yeah.
if you recognize that Saudi Arabia is backwards and against women? How will you solve that? I mean, the leftist doesn't have a clear solution.
No, no.
One
I think I
quick
think
thing
that
that
the term regressive has been used as a synonym for weak
Because
rather than as
Yeah.
actual
my
label to. Sorry, go. Okay.
Because what I'm trying to say is that if we only have discussion, that will fight the regressive mentality, but it will not bring solution to the Middle East. We
Well,
need
it's
like
go ahead.
um,
Go ahead.
the places there. I think need, from my point of view, need a military solution. Like we cannot help the ex-Muslims, the gays, the women, and even the Muslims who want democracy and freedom. We're just talking about it. We have to destroy the people that oppress them. We have to help the victims.
I kind
Yes.
of feel the same way.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you talk about the left wing not having a solution, but what is the right wing solution to this? I mean,
Well, that is the
um,
solution of the right wing. Like the neocon solution
but
is to spread freedom and democracy, because the alternative, because they are more like fraction in the right, and the other are the isolationists. Obviously, we cannot count them, but and how were they called?
I mean, so
Like the
But
we're
before,
talking about
I was
if we're
trying to
talking about.
finish a point before. I just
Okay,
want to
go ahead. Yeah,
quickly say it.
Mhm.
So before I went into the whole tangent about regressive being overused, there are the people who are regressive. What they will do is that they will look at our society. They will look at healthy, democratic Western societies, and they will try to find every imperfection and proclaim this is the reason why we can't say that we are good. However, they then, when they examine very bad societies, many Middle Eastern societies where women are not free, where there is a gross violation of human rights across the board,
also
they will look at that and they will try to find anything that contradicts this idea that they're not a good society. They will try to find all of their virtues and they will emphasize those to say that we don't have a right to criticize them. It's really messed up. It's
also if they find some connection between that society and the Western society, they immediately will try to blame the West for that.
exactly.
That's
Like
a very yes. That's a very easy form of cultural Marxism. They want to Marx in his what was his article? I think it was an essay that I read of him. I can't remember it now. Basically said that, and they follow that point that they want to the capitalist system, the patriarchy capitalist system is the evil, the all evil that the
no,
world has. Yeah.
the Marxist view doesn't talk actually for the patriarchy. That's like a twisted version,
No, that, yeah,
feminism.
yeah. The
Because
modern
I am a
way.
Marxist. I
Yeah.
believe in class warfare and all that,
Mhm.
and we can see that happening in the United States. Like people like Bernie Sanders and Trump, they get a little support because of their economic situation, because they have no
I
solution.
don't think
So
unfortunately, I don't think the United States is a very good example because the media there is so powerful. It actually indoctrinates people. It switches people
yeah, but
to where they
it
want them. Yeah.
we
I mean,
we
you got
cannot
Bill
deny
O'Reilly on
like
the right and Melissa Paris or Harris Perry on the left,
Yeah.
right?
But
Exactly.
yeah.
Liberal, I'd like to just bring up something real quick. And I mean, I don't know what your situation is. Where are you from?
Me?
Macedonia.
That's right.
Macedonia. So I don't know what your situation with the right wing is there, but I don't think the right. So you're talking about how the left wing
Yeah,
doesn't have a
I
solution, but I
understand. I
think the
understand.
right wing actually has a worse solution. I mean, so Donald Trump, and now I'll move on to others, but he's the front runner right now, so it's important to mention him. So
Yeah.
he's he sort of publicly cried about the downfall of Muammar al-Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. And
But
I think Ted Cruz attacked the Obama administration for not keeping Hosni Mubarak in power. And so it's...
okay, I will answer now. Obviously, I don't agree. Like even with the right wingers in my country, I am fundamentally against them. Even against Trump. When I say right wing, I mean right wing like the Bush administration, like the foreign policy of the Bush administration. That's what I support. So,
Maybe even before, probably his father and
no, his father.
No, I see. I mean,
His father made a mistake by not.
yes,
by not taking off.
yes.
I think
But that's,
Clinton also made a mistake for not going in. I mean, I think Clinton, when there were a couple of conditions that Iraq had promised not to compromise on, and
another thing that I don't want like to, because we should not brush everyone in the same category like right and left, because even within the right there are many different groups.
Yeah,
And
right.
the people like me, the neocons, we don't support at all Trump. Like fundamentally, we are fundamentally against him.
Is he an isolationist, Trump?
What?
Is he like somewhat? I know a lot. I know a few
No,
people who
he's
are
not an
supporters.
isolationist. He's more like Putin. He wants stability, and he will let people. He ignores the humanitarian crisis that is happening, and he himself will do a lot of bad things if he is elected. Actually.
So I mean,
sorry, Lucas, go on. I'll
okay, so I think one thing is that I think I don't know what other country is going to. So what country would be able to, would be able to take any sort of military action? I mean, I don't know.
No. There
I don't
is
know
no
anyone
country.
other than the U.S. and the U.S. is tired. I mean, talking about Jeb, he's constantly backpedaling on, when Jeb was running, he was constantly backpedaling on W's policies in the Middle East.
Yes, but that's because the United States have forgotten 9/11 a little bit. Because if something happen again, they will be fully energized to intervene.
Very much so.
Yeah, no, well, I think that's the serious part, and I think Sam Harris talked about it in one of his podcasts about how imagine something exponentially instead of 3,000 deaths, imagine 30,000 deaths, a terrorist attack resulting in 30,000 deaths, like something going off like a dirty bomb. And just ruining an entire...
Dirty bomb wouldn't be 30,000, it would be 30,000 over 10 or 20 years, yes.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that people don't take into consideration of Trump. He flip-flops so much on what he says. One week he says something, the next week he... I hate conspiracy theories. I really do. I'm totally against them. But I have such a sneaking suspicion Trump is a Democrat. The way he...
I don't believe he is a Democrat, but I believe he... if I believe in the conspiracy, I think he's helping Hillary. Or if he's not helping, then he's a fascist.
No.
He's
not helping Hillary in any way. He wants to get into power, exactly. But he wants to get into power.
It's one of those. Either he's helping Hillary or he's a fascist.
I have a third way. I have a third way. He wants to get into power. He's a businessman, first of all. Yeah. He wants to make a hell of a lot of money.
He wants that. Obviously, he wants that. But if you look at what he's proposing, and because he's not proposing many politics,
he hasn't said really anything about
those things that he has said are actually very insane, very troubling.
Yes, that's because he wants to get into power. That's pandering to a base. If he ran as a Democrat, he would be absolutely thrashed by any other candidate.
Okay.
We should not ignore that. If you look at
I'm not ignoring it.
in Germany.
No.
Okay, so hold on. Which one of you claimed that he was a Democrat? Was that you, Carlos?
Yes. I think he's a secret Democrat. He's a secret Democrat because if you see since Clinton, the first Clinton, whenever there's a Democrat in power, the American economy just explodes.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes up. Businesses want a stable well profits, and even that's happened with Clinton and now with Obama, after he had to repair the whole economy, which Bush Jr. with his tax cuts for the rich absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So the business, there's only one real multi-billionaire, or two of them. They are the Koch brothers and some idiot casino. Yeah, casino. No. Soros is independent. He's different. He owns a couple of casinos in Las Vegas and in Macau. I don't know his name. I don't care. They're the basic ones that are financing the mainstream GOP, the conservatives. But yeah.
All right. Wait. So I'd like to actually hear what Anthony has to say on this. Yeah, and I think you're trying to talk at one point there, Anthony.
Sorry, man. I've sort of said my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I personally think that Donald Trump is just a populist and demagogue. I mean, every single position he's taken is basically to get votes. That's what he's flip-flopped on a couple of issues, and he continues to do this because it's all to get the support base that he needs to keep going. Because he is a businessman, after all. He views this whole campaign as a reality show. He's also done reality shows. He views this whole campaign as, getting more attention. It's good for his name, good for the Trump.
No, when I listen to this.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rory.
Okay. So he is a very well-trained salesperson, and you can see by the way he answers questions that he's actually making a pitch. He's actually selling. He's flip-flopping because he needs to gain the upper hand in every debate, and that is why. And he wants to pander to get more votes.
Yeah, it's the handshake with the fingers crossed behind the back, right?
For me, the only thing that is more boring is the things that he's not flip-flopping, and that is his support for dictators outside of the United States. I mean, he has said he was against, like, now he's saying that he was against those wars, and he's also praising Putin, and I think that's really worrying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I see Trump and how he speaks and the way he gets votes, it's really troubling. Clearly an insane person.
Someone who can't be checked.
Yeah.
The thing is, I hope if Hillary is the nominee of the Democrats and Trump, if it's Hillary versus Trump, I think a lot of people from the center right, like me, the neocons and the moderate Republicans, will all go with Hillary.
Yeah.
And
I don't think Hillary is that bad on foreign policy. I think she's actually very decent.
Very intelligent.
Oh yeah, I support. My first choice for foreign policy is Marco Rubio, but after him it's Hillary.
Do you guys realize that Hillary would be actually not center but middle right in Europe?
Oh really? Well, I mean Europe is very left wing though, isn't it?
It's sort of, you have to. It's a couple of degrees or quite a few degrees left. Yeah.
That so actually
she would be like the European Social Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the issue that I have with Bernie is, I think he's just such a weakling.
I think he's a good person.
Yeah, no.
I actually think that he has a good heart. That he's one of the most honest politicians. But he's not a politician, and
I don't think he would be a good president, though.
He would be the president.
He hasn't got that killer instinct to be president. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also very ignorant on a couple issues, especially on foreign policy.
Exactly.
Especially on foreign policy, that's
and I think we don't need a president that's really with good heart or bad heart. We need a president that understands how the world works.
Exactly.
And can accomplish things.
And I think because Hillary has had so much experience in the government, and she knows,
especially foreign policy.
Yeah, and in foreign policy and in domestic, I think she's like one of the best qualified to become president of the United States.
Since when did experience become a bad thing? I mean,
No.
Oh yeah.
that to
Yeah.
me seems like a ridiculous
I mean, you
sentiment
can
that people are really starting to believe in. They think being an outsider, it makes you more qualified to be president, but that's
look at
Yeah,
the
so
but
ridiculous.
success of
think about it. Think about just a
This
second.
is
Think about it, Ellie, in the sense that in medicine it also goes the same way. People, instead of trusting science, they regress to go to all sorts of like herbal medicine and
homeopathy and
like
things like that.
ancient medicine and stuff like that. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Yes.
Since when science is a bad thing? Like
I
that's
think
insane.
I think
Oh,
the
wait, quick tangential question. Is acupuncture real?
No.
Is it just con?
I
No,
think
it's
it's real.
just it's a placebo effect.
No, I think there are aren't there pressure points on the body? that-
No. No.
I would admit that I do not hold the data to have any value answer for
Okay,
that.
alright.
I don't know. I can tell you what I think.
I mean, it seems like bullshit to me, honestly.
It is. It's feng
And,
shui,
you know what?
acupuncture, and all that.
The most reasonable thing to say is that even if it has anything in it, it is not science, and it is
It's-
not the Western medicine. It's not a replacement to an
No,
actual treatment.
It falls under the criteria of the placebo effect. It has the same statistical curing abilities as the placebo effect.
Oh, I didn't know
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump back. Let's jump back here. Sorry, that was.
I wanted to say something about this like populist support for Trump and saying that I think it is because Marxism can really explain that because of this economic crisis that the people are having in the United States. They're feeling like nothing is changing and that the rich are getting richer. That's not a lie,
Yeah.
and
I
that's why they are
disagree.
supporting them.
I disagree. The American economy is so vibrant now after
You
7 years of
disagree, but
Obama.
the people there don't.
No,
The American
it's
economy.
not.
Well,
Maybe.
let's make one point at a time here. So
Okay.
go ahead,
Well,
Carlos.
the economics of this point that Hawk made just now, the American economy is at the levels it was just the first year of George W. Bush. It is
That's
really strong.
The economy itself may be strong, but the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Yes, they are. That's not.
And that's what led
because
to the
of
fall of Rome.
structural.
I think there
yes,
might be
agree.
there's economic power. You know, the economy is on the rise, but the middle class still isn't rising.
It's shrinking.
yeah. The middle
Yes.
class is not feeling it.
Yeah, no. So you can have as much economic growth as you want, but at a certain point it's actually gonna fall
that's-
after a while because
That-
the middle class isn't growing, and as the middle class's spending power decreases, the economy will just decrease as well.
I
That's
believe
why-
in
Do you guys
strong-
realize how many trillions of dollars are just waiting for a Republican president to give the companies a tax break so they can bring it in free of charge, basically, so they can pay off their board, their stockholders and that. It's about 1.5 that of the American GDP, yeah.
Actually, that's why I think like Hillary is gonna become like a very great president because Obama has fixed the economy that Bush ruined it,
Yeah,
and she will actually continue that policy, and that will actually bring very great economic prosperity to the American people.
yeah, and I believe that if she wins, and I think she will win, I hope she wins, she will sort of not give them that break that they want, but let them have it at a so small rates of interest that they'll have to pay to the United States government in taxes and that it'll stimulate the economy even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we combine that with foreign policy, I think she will be seen as a better president than Obama, I think.
Well, I think
At least as
of
good.
course it matters.
I think Obama's quite good in foreign
No,
policy.
on domestic issue he is good, but on foreign policy he's catastrophic.
I think
not
he's actually been a bit of a
catastrophic, he's much
badass
better
with his
than
drone
much-
strikes. I mean,
No,
that guy,
exactly.
No,
He's,
that is not a success. That is not a success.
well, in terms of threat elimination from our end, from the United States sense, he's doing good. I agree that in terms of toppling theocracy and finishing ISIS, he's
Actually, Russia has become a much bigger problem because of Obama's politics.
He he didn't have any choice. America was almost ruined with Bush.
Actually, does anyone know anything? Is anyone really informed on the Russian situation here? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm completely ignorant of it.
No, not really as well. No, I do
Anthony,
follow on Twitter this Marianne. I think she lives in Florida, and she really tweets news from Syria and Iraq, and what on the Kurdish side in fact. But no, I don't have any actual data apart from their bombing civilian areas, which they shouldn't.
I will have to go, guys, from the hangout. I will
Okay,
still be.
hey later, Hawk.
Okay, man.
I will still be on Twitter. Bye.
Yeah. See
Bye-bye.
ya, man. See ya. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye. Wait, I think, is it still live?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
yes,
things
yes.
I don't know. Things people getting very pissy because
Yeah,
the
it is
chats.
live.
Yeah, the things that people are getting very pissy is because of they say that the chat is disabled.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is.
How do we enable that though? I'd like
Yeah,
to
you have to
know.
go
Uh-oh,
to advanced settings.
troubleshooting.
Yeah, the thing is that you have to go to advanced settings of the video beforehand, I think, or during. I'm not so sure that you can actually activate it now, which is going to make a lot of people pissy because I already know where the dislikes are coming from. Not only because
Wait,
of the
it's
time,
just. Wait,
because
can
of
you send me the link?
for example, I'll show you the video. Just paste the link to this video here. The things I don't know how to exactly activate the live chat thing. I know that you can go beforehand while the event's going. You can say I think advanced settings of the video or this current event, and then I think if I'm not so mistaken, you can just go to advanced settings of this video and say enable chat.
Wait.
However, I don't know about when a video is actually when the thing's actually going live and if you can change the settings. I know
Wait,
it
we
must
have
be
a lot of
frustrating.
dislikes so far. There's only 7 people watching.
It's like I hear Anthony talk about like the video, and I wish if I would have called like technical support. This is the voice from the other side of the phone. I would feel so secure that it's like, oh, I would just do what this person says.
Okay,
Yes.
wait. Okay. I'm sorry, totally. How do I enable it? Yeah.
I don't know if you can actually enable it, to be totally honest, because I know
Yeah,
that there's
I
a bunch of dislikes because of the very fact that the chat is disabled, and probably people are just
Well, I don't know if
ripping
that's
their hair out.
entirely because the chat is disabled.
Yeah, I think it's because we got some flying monkeys. Look
No,
at
no, it's
that's
not because
okay,
it's probably
yeah.
just the chat disabled.
We can just
Is that
go on.
seriously?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's one comment saying why is the chat disabled, so I don't know if we can chalk it all to chat being disabled. But
This is hilarious, to be totally honest.
anyways, screw the chat, right?
People are gonna get just like dislike.
Let them dislike.
Yeah, but I don't think we are doing these
Like
hangouts
this video, you're
to see the
banned.
likes, no? It
Yeah,
doesn't have to do with that.
yeah, it doesn't.
And there's nothing to do with
But I really want to know how, because I'll make one tomorrow, for example, and we can talk some more.
Well, okay, so I'll just quickly tell you how to do when to enable the chat. So when you
Well,
create
hold
an
on.
event,
Let's actually not do that right now.
Yeah, we can
we can definitely talk about that
exactly.
later.
We will talk
Yeah.
privately on that. No worries.
Yeah, we're live right now, so keep it professional.
Sorry to get that.
Come on.
Just back to the feminism thing. Do you guys realize that in Australia, one of the major banks, the ANZ Bank, is proposing to offer its female employees $500 more.
Really?
Yes.
So gender-based discrimination solves gender discrimination.
Exactly. Now, I would love to see.
Yeah, it's the fight fire with fire philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what'll happen next. The feminists would say, "No, we want something else." Obviously, they will. Yeah.
I mean, it's disappointing to see. I mean, people want a cause to fight for, and there are so many causes that you can fight for. So it's ridiculous to see people just these non-issues fighting for these non-issues, or even trying to do the opposite, vote for gender discrimination in the opposite way, and it's very disappointing to see.
Yes, it is. It is. It's totally heartbreaking, basically.
Actually, I wanted to talk about another thing, and this is kind of a weird topic. So, what do you think is the best way to sort of support people, like Sam Harris, like Dave Rubin, to get their message out?
Facebook.
You mean other than sharing and talking and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've been thinking about making a Patreon account, because I think money actually has a lot to do with it.
I was actually just recently, I'm learning about PACs, super PACs in school. Anyone can start a PAC or a super PAC.
We'll start a Sam Harris super PAC.
Why not? Or not exactly Sam Harris super PAC, but we could start a super PAC for just a movement, anything. I mean, anything.
The most successful ones would be extreme right, so you have to think about it. They're the ones that get more money.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Spread one message, but actually give the money to who you really need.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm considering it.
It would be helpful if they have a Patreon account, so you just contribute to them PayPal.
I don't know if ours would be a super PAC. I think it'd just be a regular PAC.
Yeah, but that's only for America. We don't have the rest of the world. We don't have those type of mechanisms.
Well, a PAC is
political action.
It has to be through an organization, like a union, and a super PAC is just private.
Start a 501c3 nonprofit.
What?
We'll have to start a 501c3 nonprofit.
But a super PAC's easy because Stephen Colbert made one.
Yeah.
Did he really?
So,
we watched that in school.
It was the most awesome thing you could imagine. Those guys, when he was, they're just awesome. Yeah. The way he made the super PAC, it's so easy, man. No wonder everything's. You can. Pill people should not exist in America technically. They're lazy because you can make money every which way possible.
Isn't the beauty of capitalism, though?
Yeah, capitalism. Start a church. You don't need anything. Just start a one-bedroom thing on the internet. Get money. Colbert started the. No, it was not Colbert. The British guy. What's his name? Oliver, yeah. He started the Immaculate Church of something or other, and he received money. So, what the hell?
I miss Jon Stewart, and I miss the Colbert Report and the Daily Show. What do you guys? Have you guys seen Trevor Noah in action?
I wasn't a big fan of Jon Stewart, honestly. I mean, I liked him. I wasn't just in it.
Oh, you didn't.
I can only see clips on YouTube because I don't get it here.
Yeah. Well, I literally don't know a lot about politics, but half of the time I hate liberals, and half of the time I hate conservatives, and half of the time I love them. So it's like because you have points, like a lot of libertarians are making points that I really appreciate, and a lot of liberals making points that I really appreciate. But then I see that the Trevor Noah show is just one example of I really don't appreciate it, and I don't appreciate the agenda that they're pushing through the show. And it's clear, and it's okay, it's their money and their agenda, whatever. But it's kind of I don't know how to define myself when it comes to politics. What I think is that. We all just need it's not even common sense, it's more like critical thinking to make the right choice at the right time, depending on context. I think that is that's how I define my own politics, I guess.
Well, what I will say very specifically just about Trevor Noah is something, I saw something on Facebook that really bothered me. And that was he had a Muslim woman on his show, and it was in defense of hijabs, saying that they actually
they're
not
empowering
express-
women.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Tired
You
of
know
that
what?
narrative.
Well, that is backward. That is
It would be empowering if you had a choice.
Exactly. And you
Well,
know
in
what's even more
America,
empowering?
in the West, they do have technically they do have a choice. I think you may have been saying that point.
They were basically arguing that men cannot respect women because they're distracted by the female look, by female hair. That is so ridiculous. Like, they didn't say that specifically, obviously, but they're basically, first of all, it's not fair to men. It's saying men are incapable of respecting women, and you're saying that we have to dress in a certain way in order for people to respect us when men don't have that same standard. See, this is actually where feminism and feminist thought comes into play and actually makes a lot of sense. Because basically they're arguing against what we value in the West, and they're trying to put that forth as a more enlightened, liberal value, and it's not. The hijab is a symbol, and I believe in choice, and I believe everyone should have a choice. But the hijab is a symbol of oppression, and it will always be a symbol of oppression to me.
There was an
And
article on The Onion. Do you guys know what The Onion is?
yeah.
Yes, yes, it is.
There was an article in The Onion like a long time ago, and it was titled "Women Now Empowered by Everything a Woman Does." And I think that really that is very applicable to the situation right now.
Yeah. Women should just grow a backbone. I mean, I'm sorry, these modern-day feminists, they're trying to teach women that we should be able to do whatever we want and that we should be respected for doing whatever. And that's just not how it works. You can't tell people to respect you because you're doing what you want. Sometimes there are certain things I believe deserve and warrant respect. And I'm sorry, smearing blood on your face is not one of them.
I think that was paint, though, wasn't it?
Oh, well, pretend. Baking bread with your yeast infection is not something that warrants respect.
Is that real? Was that a thing that happened?
It was real.
Man, that is post
What was
as
it?
hell.
What was it?
A
Bread
woman
with
had a yeast
infection.
infection,
Ugh.
and she gathered the yeast and made bread with it. And ate it.
Fuck me.
And
Oh, you
guess that takes
enlightened female.
Guys,
That woman takes recycling to a whole new level. Jesus Christ.
we have Sam Sholly on listening to us, and he said something that we can enable the chat. He said have it on in the background. More technical guys, how do we do that? How does Alison do that?
How did we get back to talk about the live chat when
Wait,
live?
what did I do wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. You can. I think Sam said we can enable it. You can enable it in the background. The chat. Yeah, I don't know. I asked him how do we do that?
Easy.
You can ask him how does he define background?
No, we know what background is, Ari. Come on, man. We're not. I'm the newbiest guy here. And even I know what that is.
Too many voices.
Where?
But getting back to feminism, honestly, I used to be really in it. I was very much in it, and I feel like I started out the right way, being for women in the Middle East, being for actual, classical feminism. And it's like you slowly get drawn away from that once you look for it online. I used to research videos about Saudi Arabia. Like that was, I go through periods where I obsess over one topic, and the Middle Eastern women was something that I was very much aware of. And there was one video I found of a woman who said she was born and raised in Saudi Arabia, but she doesn't live in Saudi Arabia now, but she keeps traveling, and she was basically defending Saudi Arabia, saying it's the best place for a woman, for Muslim women to be Muslim women. And I remember being so angered by this video, and because here was someone a woman from Saudi Arabia telling me that I shouldn't think she's oppressed, and I just couldn't see it that way. But I
It
think,
goes back to that sort of self-hatred, right?
yeah. Well, they believe in their religion just as much as the men do.
That submission to
Submission,
the evils of Islam, the most capricious parts of it.
yeah. I mean, it's very depressing. And you try to think, how can... So when I was younger, this is in 5th grade, when I was young, you think, how can I solve this? How could we fix this? And I was thinking very specifically about Saudi Arabia. And, you come up with all sorts of crazy solutions, like we should go to war with Saudi Arabia. We should, get helicopters and airlift all the women out. And one of my crazy ideas, we should get female spies to go in there and just train the women with guns to shoot their husbands.
Wow.
Or we should have secret classrooms for boys to train them not to hate women.
You had Mossad idea from a very early age.
This is, yeah, but like all these ideas are completely silly, and we should have secret flyers going around saying, if you would like to escape, you can come to this location.
Does anyone know how accessible the web is in Saudi Arabia? Because I think the web actually has a lot to do with immigration. I mean, you're talking about almost the totality of human knowledge.
I mean, I don't know. But I think the reason why feminists don't talk about that issue more is that many from very early on, they see, first of all, there's no way out. There's nothing easy to do to fix this. Nothing that ready at hand.
And they can't talk about it without treading the line of prejudice, right?
Exactly.
In their eye, they can't talk about it.
And also, you have the very women who you're trying to help speaking against you. So you kind of grow dissatisfied. You don't feel like you're doing anything. But then you see, oh, here I still want to help women. I still want to help this issue. Here are these other women speaking about these issues dealing with feminism. I'll just hop over to here so I can feel like I'm actually contributing. And I think that's how it starts for many people. I think they're led away from the real big issues, and they go to these simplistic arguments, and I was very involved in it, and I think I was never as deep down the rabbit hole as some of these other people.
And you're not writing about glacier sections and whatnot, so...
Intersectional feminism is what really made me go, blah, I don't like where I am. I do not like...
When I first heard of the progressive stack, I think I watched a video from Occupy Wall Street, and they were talking about how, I think it was people of color come first, and then women, and then sexuality, and then all the way down the line until I think, I don't know what the last one was, maybe income, and it was just so surreal,
Yeah.
Of course, you should want to have as many people talk as possible, but the ideas are more important than the person saying them.
Yeah. Ideas are bigger than people.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think they've forgotten that. It's just disappointing. I mean, honestly, modern day feminism is just very, very disappointing, because there really are uses for feminism, and there's really a place for it, and it's dissatisfying, to say the least.
Hey, Ellie.
Would you call those wacky, patriarchal, modern-day feminists as regressives?
I would say yeah.
Well, I mean, if we were to talk about the issue that regressives are, locate themselves in, they would probably be regressive, right?
I'm sorry. I was reading the side chat and talking about maybe restarting this.
Restarting it after an hour that we are live.
Yes.
That's okay. You can leave this chat up as it is, and we start another one where people can contribute. Sam Sholly said here, to start, we press new live event, or click events, press new live event, then go to advanced settings,
Mm-hmm.
You have to start a new one.
So do
Okay.
you want to start a new one then?
Yeah. Okay.
Then,
All right.
before you go, I'll tell you what he said. Then tick the box that says enable live chat in the advanced settings. What does it say there? This is the way you have to start Hangouts if you want the chat. She probably started it from Google Plus, which is why there is no chat.
Okay. So where do I have to start from YouTube?
I think yes.
Okay.
Let's see, what is it? You just go to the events bit again and start Hangout. There is
Okay.
a button that says start Hangout. I think that's what it says.
Okay. I'm gonna stop this broadcast and we'll switch over to there.
Okay.
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 Stop.
Yeah.